Hey YouTube fragrance family, welcome to day 17 of Atelier month sampling samples. Today I'm going to be sampling from, of course, the house of Atelier Cologne. This one released in 2016 and the name of it is Tobacco Nuit. I had some high expectations for Tobacco Nuit as a tobacco lover. I really wanted to see what this one was going to give me. The nose behind this is your standard nose with Atelier fragrances, Jérôme Epinette. The big notes in this particular fragrance, it starts off with cumin, and it is a bomb in this introduction. You have to be patient, especially if you don't like cumin. This is a huge note in this introduction. It just overwhelms the noses. Tobacco blossom, labdanum, and tonka bean. So my thoughts on Tobacco Nuit, well, the tobacco in here, not what, it's not your rough and tumble leather. It does have smoke in this fragrance, but it's not a smoky leather, and I'm going to get to that. So it starts off with a very authentic blasting cumin and coriander notes. Very, very authentic. Well done if you like those notes. Very straightforward, spicy, and it hits your nose, and it is basically everything that you're getting is that the cumin and coriander, and you're just like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that at all. It is front and center, and it is big and bold, and you don't get much more than that. You have to actually be a little patient. There is some softness peeking through. Within the first couple minutes, there is some softness peeking through. A little bit of the clementine. Not much, but you can see that it's there, and it is giving it a little bit of freshness. It's almost like a whole bunch of clouds and a little bit of that sun peeking through. It's promising off the top, really. I felt like I'm not a huge cumin guy. Coriander, yeah, I'm okay with that. But depending, usually this is a lot of niche houses utilize this note. There's not too many designers that dare to use cumin in their fragrances. So this was really something that I felt like, ooh, they're going bold. So let's see what it gives me. So that cumin top with the coriander and a little bit of clementine slowly fades to a tobacco blossom. Which continues the dryness of the scent. It does remain kind of dry, mostly dry with a bit of a leathery tone, but nothing too rough or smoky. So it's not your typical tobacco rough and tumble, your Tuscan leathers of the world. It's not that kind of leather. There is a lot of tonka bean in this fragrance. The tonka bean peeks through right off the first hour, gives the scent some sweetness, it gives it some powder, and it gives it a lot of ambery takes to the scent. I really can't believe when I was looking at fragrance reviews, and I was just peeking through some fragrance reviews just to see what people were thinking about this fragrance. And a lot of people, of course, pick up the cumin, but not a lot of people were picking up the heavy tonka in this fragrance because it does give it a lot of sweetness, a lot of powder, and it does. There's a lot going on in this fragrance, and I really appreciated that from Atelier. But I couldn't believe that not too many people picked up on the tonka in this one. It's actually fairly prominent and actually pretty decent. There is some resins here. There's some resinous feeling to the fragrance. Obviously, you got the labdanum incense here. It gives it a little bit of smoke, and of course the labdanum. However, the scent never really goes too dark, in my opinion. It stayed almost like, again, I don't want to make it like it didn't feel like it was black. It was more of a brown darkness. That's how it felt like. It with notes like labdanum, olibanum incense, tobacco, things like a tonka bean. You would feel a lot of oomph or a lot of depth to the fragrance. There is layers here, but it wasn't as big, bold, and punching that you would expect it. And of course, that's your Atelier DNA. It really wasn't. There is some good things, but there are also a little bit of bad things too here. So the staying power in this particular fragrance, actually not too bad. It was pretty decent. I got a good, as far as longevity goes, a good 6 to 9 hours off my decant. Not too bad. Projection was actually above average. So this is one of those ateliers that actually lasted on my skin. The good things about this fragrance, it had a great cumin note. Not everybody's cup of tea as a note. So you would actually have to like the note, but it really is quite prominent off the top. It does die off a little bit, so don't worry about that. A decent blend, some good layering too. There was a lot going on. The one thing I could say is, as far as development goes, it's basically heavy coriander, cumin, and of course a little bit of that clementine back in it, a little bit of freshness. That's your introduction. It's the first part. This was more of a two-part fragrance instead of a three-parter. Once that kind of burnt off and you just had that tobacco blossom, labdanum, tonka bean, all about them, it really was just straightforward from there, almost fairly linear. So it was a two-parter. The bad things in this fragrance, of course, if you don't like cumin, you're not going to like this at all. Zero. People are going to smell it off the strip or off, put it on their skin for the first minute, and they're going to go, nope, see you later. It's not really an introductory note that a lot of these, if you sell this, and they do sell this in Sephora, you're not going to sell too much of this, to be quite honest, with cumin as the introduction to the scent. And anybody that's really expecting a straight up leather-based tobacco-based scent, you're not going to get it here. Final take, is this bottle worthy another sample or pass? This is very much up to another sample, but gearing towards more of a pass. I have a lot of cumin-based scents, tobacco-based scents that do much better than this. It was actually fairly decent as a whole, so it's going to get an okay score from me, but it's one of those that I'm just like, it's okay, and it is very much interesting. However, there's a lot of other fragrances out there that will give me what I want that this fragrance has. Good things of, but there's others that can do it better. So that goes to the final score, 1 being trash bin and 5 being absolutely great. Tobacco Nuit is going to get the 3-star treatment, as a lot of ateliers have. Just a very solid release, this one. Again, one thing that a lot of ateliers lack, longevity and projection, this one did not. It did very well on my skin. So if it is something that you feel that is going to be interesting to you, especially the cumin, coriander, and then of course the tonka, all about them, and tobacco blossom blend with a little bit of labdanum there, go check this one out. I think it's okay as a release from Atelier. And again, of course, if you have tested this, you've smelt it, you own a bottle, you hate it, please comment below, because I love hearing from all of you that have tested out the scents that I test out. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.